Last night was fun. Last night was the most fun I've probably ever had in my lifetime. And it's only going to get better. And I'm drinking tea just to cheer myself up. But last night was probably one of the craziest nights ever. And it started with Extreme Rules. I went there live. There's the Bray Wyatt video that I posted earlier today. And then I wanted to do a review reaction video to the event because that's what I normally do. That's what I normally do afterwards, but it's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be based off of there's no notes. It's just pure reaction, purely how I felt when I was there live watching the experience in my seat and what it was like. So Extreme Rules was, in my opinion, one of the best pay-per-views of all time. And it started with the Brawling Brutes versus Imperium, the Donnybrook, good old-fashioned Donnybrook. It was incredible. Probably one of the most eccentric matches of WWE's history. And there's been a lot of those. It's been a lot of eccentric WWE matches over the years. This one was molten hot. The crowd there being a part of it, the crowd was so molten hot from the very beginning of the match. It was incredible. And everything that Imperium and the Brutes were doing, simply put, was just awesome to watch. And I could not tell you how intense each and every spot was, from the 10 beats of the Bowery to the finish of the match, where the Brutes took down Kaiser, Vinci, and Gunther. Gunther going through the announce table, the bro kick in the end. It was awesome. It was all awesome. I loved the entire match. In my opinion, it was the second best match of the night, hands down. So props to Imperium and props to the Brawling Brutes who won the match. That was awesome. It was absolutely incredible. I loved that match. Then we had the SmackDown Women's Title match, Ronda Rousey versus Liv Morgan. It was fine. I actually didn't mind the match itself. I didn't mind the entirety of the sequences that were going on. The crowd was a little dead because they just saw one of the best matches of the year. But they didn't mind what was going on for the most part. Ronda winning is the right choice. Liv Morgan holding on to the title for a little bit longer would have felt like it would have dragging. It would have dragged, but overall the match was fine. There's some nice little sequences in there with the baseball bat and the steel chair shots that were just those chair shots were I can't really tell you. They were pretty soft. But Rousey making Liv pass out to the armbar, I didn't see that finish coming. It was pretty weird. I thought it was going to continue on for a little longer, but it was fine for what it was worth. I say if the Brawling Brutes was a 5 out of 5, the Donnybrook was a 5 out of 5, this was a 3 out of 5. Then we got to Karrion Kross versus Drew McIntyre. Karrion Kross's first wrestling match on pay-per-view. It was fine. It was fine. Drew is a good hand to have in the ring, and this was pretty. It was pretty straightforward. The finish, I'd say, actually was worth the entirety of everything, with Scarlett getting in the ring and pepper spraying Drew, and then Kross hitting back elbow to the head. I think that was pretty fair. It's building Kross up For sure, they're gonna probably have another rematch, and it's probably gonna have a cleaner finish than what it was in this moment. But it's just this is the presentation that Karrion Kross should have had at the very beginning when he started on the main roster, with Scarlett as his vel- valet, and at the same time, just letting him be himself. Drew is still strong after this finish. I think he's not going to get diminished by this by any chance. He's going to be just fine. And it was, all in all, I say this was also a 3 out of 5 match. Then we had Bianca Belair versus Bayley in the ladder match for the Raw Women's Championship. It was pretty good. It was really good. This match was really fun, and it has some crazy, crazy spots to begin with. Ladder tug of war, obviously you're gonna have that. For the first singles women's ladder match for the for a championship on the main roster or in WWE history, because there's been TLC matches, but we're not counting TLC because they were triple threat and the stipulation was a little bit different. It was tables, ladders, and chairs. It wasn't a single ladder match. That's what we're trying to say. That's what WWE is trying to say. But for what it was worth, this was a great match. These two know how to put on a great show. Bianca took some heavy bumps in that match. So did Bayley. The KOD that she took with the ladder in her hand, trying to at least counter, but that did not work. It did not work. Bianca, I think it was a spot in the match where Bianca, because when she was walking away from the ring, she was hobbling up the ramp. She was hobbling up the entrance ramp, and it was pretty interesting. So I think when she fell off of the ladder, that's when there was something that happened. I thought that night Bianca was gonna lose, but she didn't. And that's actually okay because Bianca is great. She is amazing. She's proven that she's one of the best women's wrestlers in the world with this title reign. And she's been so freaking awesome in all of her matches, by far. So I say this was a 4 out of 5. But if we talk about match of the night, this was it right here. This was it. Finn Balor versus Edge. 5 out of 5. This I Quit match ruled. They brawled all around the arena. They were near where I was sitting at, and I was eating chicken tenders and fries. Hopefully no camera caught that. But it was awesome. Finn Balor is a star. Certified at this point. He is the future of WWE. He's going to be a world champion. At some point in time, they're going to strap the rocket onto that guy. He's going to soar to the moon. But first, they got to take the titles off of Roman Reigns. They got to take the titles off of him in order for Finn Balor to be a star. And once Finn Balor gets that stardom, it will propel him to be one of the greatest athletes in the world. I kid you not. So, the brawling around the arena was insane. Not only that, there was also weapons galore. There was the Judgment Day. Once Edge was about to lock in the crossface with the bar of the steel chair, that's when Judgment Day came out. Dominic and Damian Priest, the sub. Once they got involved, Rey Mysterio tried to get involved. It was awesome to see Rey Mysterio again. I haven't seen Rey Mysterio ever in my lifetime, so it was cool to see Rey in Philadelphia, and also to see Edge live for the first time in my life. Also seeing Finn Balor for the first time live. Seeing a lot of people for the first time live was awesome. Some people I've seen before, others this was my first time ever, and it was so fucking Okay. It was so live. It was awesome. It was absolutely awesome. And it was perfect. The ending with Beth Phoenix getting involved, and then stopping Edge from getting handcuffed, uncuffing Edge when Edge felt like he had the match won, and then Rhea Ripley getting involved, taking down Beth Phoenix from behind, and then with Edge being forced to say "I quit" before she got a concerto was simply perfect. It's storytelling at its finest. The Judgment Day looks better than it ever has looked in the last several months, especially since Triple H has taken over. They look absolutely strong. They look absolutely dominant. They are absolutely fantastic. And I praise Triple H for putting together such a perfect match, period, based off a story. And who knows what's going to happen afterwards. I think Edge is going to most likely be fuming at the bits to get to Judgment Day for sure, but he's most likely going to lose. And then we finally had the fight pit. We had Matt Riddle versus Seth Rollins. And the crowd was at this moment, we were all waiting for Bray Wyatt, but at the same time I was enjoying the match, and the match itself was pretty damn good. Seth's immediate tap out was crazy. I didn't expect that to happen, but overall it was pretty good to see Seth in a different element besides like a regular singles match, and do a fight pit match that I've never seen live. It was pretty awesome. It was pretty awesome. I thought everything worked out well. Riddle winning is pretty good, so that sets up the inevitable rematch that they're most likely going to have, which will be Hell in a Cell, which I think is the perfect blow-off match, and I think Seth should win it over Matt Riddle, but it was fine. And then you think the pay-per-view is ending, and then the lights go out. All of a sudden, there's Huskus the Pig, there's Abby the Witch, Mercy the Buzzard, and the Rabbit, Rambling Rabbit, appearing all around the arena. And then down at the commentary table that I ended up watching on YouTube, the Fiend's mask. And once the Fiend's mask showed on the table, that's when the Fiend itself, the character, appeared in the crowd at ringside. A little glitch of the system with a Tron played, and then Bray effing Wyatt. I was so confused. I didn't know what was going on. My angle didn't see Bray, but the lantern, the everything, perfect. No other words except perfect. I loved every last minute of that. It was perfect. 10 out of 10. And my honest opinion was Extreme Rules was fantastic. Every pay-per-view so far this year that I've watched, besides I think WrestleMania Backlash, they've been awesome watches. They've been some of the best watches, especially the third pay-per-view under the Triple H regime. And this was a 10. I think this for me was a 9. This was a 10 out of 10, hands down. One of my favorite pay-per-views of all time, and I was there live for it. WrestleMania is also coming to Philadelphia, which is also pretty huge. I can't wait for that. I'm gonna be there live. WrestleMania XL. So we're bringing back the Roman numerals, which is awesome, and I can't wait to be there to witness that event. And then afterwards, my Phillies advanced to the NLDS for the first time since 2011. They won the first playoff series since 2010, and I went fucking crazy. I will leave it at that, though. Thank you all so much for watching. Let me know what you thought about Extreme Rules in the comment section down below. I'm going to try to get more review videos here and there as much as I can. This is probably going to change. This setup is probably going to change. This laptop is most likely going to change. The background, everything's going to change very soon. So what you see right now, this might be the last time. It might not be, but stay tuned. I love you guys. Peace and love, everybody. Let me continue to drink some more tea. This is actually the first time I'm hearing my voice. I just sound alright, but at the same time, I sound like pretty shit. I sound pretty shit. So I'm gonna drink some more tea and I'm gonna lay back down for a little bit. Maybe not. There's some games going on today. So thank you all. Peace and love. Talk to you soon.